are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good. How did the dietary analysis go for you?
Good, it was pretty eye-opening.
Good. I just want to thank you for taking your time to write down all of your meals for 5 days. I know that kind of takes up a lot of time, so thank you for doing that so we can talk about it today. So after doing your assessment and taking a look at what you wrote down for your diet, I'd just like to ask you a few questions about it, if that's okay, and we can chat about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so in your assessment, a couple things that we found are, so you had a 0% plaque index, which is amazing. You're doing a really good job brushing and flossing and getting all of your areas. One of the concerning things that we found was you have some suspect incipient caries in there. So those are kind of cavities we want to remineralize. And then another thing I want to touch on is your medication. So you're just taking birth control, which that can reduce your saliva, the salivary flow in your mouth. So you just cause some dry mouth, and it can also cause gingival inflammation, so make your gums a little puffy. And then some snacks. So I see that in your analysis here, or your diary, that you kind of skip some meals and you snack more often rather than having just a meal. And some of those snacks are a little high in sugar, like a Twix bar here and there. And also your sweet and salty trail mix that you mentioned. And then also is your coffee every morning. So how fast do you think you drink your coffee every morning, or do you have more black coffee or sugared coffee?
It's probably a very wide range, kind of depending on the day, kind of depending on what my drive is that day. If I buy my coffee at the beginning of my drive, I will sip on it throughout my whole 2-hour drive. But if I buy it once I get to the cities, it's usually down by the time I get to school. Okay. So it can range anywhere from 2 hours to like 5 minutes. And then as far as black versus sweet, it hit and miss with that too. If I make my coffee at home, it's black. If I get Caribou, it's loaded with caramel syrup.
Yeah. And those have quite a bit of sugar in them. So combined with the acidity of coffee normally. So if you are taking that long drive and sipping on your coffee, then I would recommend also bringing a water bottle with you and taking a drink of that too, because every time you take a drink of that sugary food or drink, then it causes a 20-minute acid attack in your mouth. And so that just makes your tooth more susceptible to getting a cavity and letting that bacteria in there. So switching with the water will help bring your mouth back down to normal, or drinking that coffee in a shorter amount of time rather than longer.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm hoping to reduce my coffee intake once school is done.
Yeah, me too. Another thing which I want to praise you about is that you are eating a lot of eggs, which are good for your teeth. So getting that protein and that calcium into your diet will help make your teeth stronger too. So that's a good job. And then let's check your analysis here. Oh, I see that you have been eating out some. Is there any reason why you've been eating out? Because that can be, you don't really know exactly what is in that food.
Yeah, so this semester in particular, I have been eating out a lot. I tend to stop at the gas station or go to fast food quite a bit, but I try to stay clear of like fatty fast food such as McDonald's. I mostly go to like Jimmy John's or Subway. I do like my Noodles and Company a little bit, but mostly for the reason that I am on the road almost 6 hours a day with traffic. So it gets hard to make stuff at home. I mean, I probably could, but I mean, some days I don't get home till midnight and I leave by 4 a.m. the next day. So I'm only home.
Understandable.
Yeah. So I'm hoping to change that next semester. But for right now, this semester, it's kind of been my go to as far as, okay, we're going to stop on the way because that's all I have time for.
Yeah, which is good that you're stopping at Jimmy John's and Subway because you kind of know like what is actually going into your food. But like Noodles and Company, the noodles are more sticky, which it sticks to your food or your teeth, sorry, and then that can cause a cavity, which we will go over. Let's just move on to that. So there are 4 things that can cause a cavity. So one of the 4 is a ketogenic diet. So that is that sticky food like your Noodles and Company or your acidic food like your coffee. And then for salivary flow, which just helps if you don't have a good salivary flow, then that can increase your risk of getting a cavity because your saliva helps neutralize your mouth. So it helps bring that acidity back down to normal.
Okay.
So you want to be careful with your birth control if you notice any effects of your mouth getting more dry and stuff. I would talk to maybe switch that or try some xylitol gum, which will help neutralize your mouth, or rinsing with water also. And then the 3rd thing is bacteria, which you are doing a great job at removing because your plaque index score, like we said, was 0. So that was awesome. And then the susceptible tooth, so the thing that we want to touch on for you for that is just the suspect incipient caries. You're just a little more susceptible to getting that sugar and that bacteria into your tooth to cause that cavity. So do you have any questions about that?
I don't think so. My incipient caries, does that mean that I need to go get a filling or?
Nope, we're just watching those and hopefully we can remineralize them before they get any bigger. So fluoride toothpaste, it says that you had fluoride in your toothpaste, so that's awesome. Just keep using that, and then getting fluoride at the dental office also will help remineralize that.
Okay.
And one other thing we want to talk about is your periodontal health. You were just periodontal class 1, so that just means no bone loss. That's really good. And if you do get any bleeding when you're brushing or anything, that could be a sign of the first stage of periodontitis, which is gingivitis.
Okay.
So if that ever happens, just try brushing under your gums a little more and flossing a little more. Do you have any questions about anything we talked about today?
I don't think so. I feel like it was very informational.
Good. So what would be a goal you would want to set for yourself to kind of for your diet needs?
I think it would be very smart of me to bring a water along with in the morning if I am going to sip on my coffee throughout the drive. I think that was really beneficial, something I never actually thought of. And then possibly just avoiding that vending machine at school.
Yeah.
But it's pretty easy to go to when I'm like, I have no food and I'm starving.
Yeah, or choosing some, maybe they can get to a little healthier options.
Yeah, I think they're working on it. Trying anyway, but we'll see when it happens.
Yeah,
It'll probably be after we leave.
So, and what would be one more goal that you would like to set for your brushing habits? Because we said you brush twice a day and you're doing great at that. When you flossing once a day, do you have anything else you want to add to that, or what do you think?
I guess just making sure, like on our late nights when I do get home at midnight, 12:30, I do tend to just, okay, I'm going to bed because I now have to be up in 4 hours. So I have intending to skip my brushing on Monday nights. But I try and do a really good job in the morning. And now that we have those electric toothbrushes, I've noticed I tend to brush my teeth for like 6 to 8 minutes.
Oh,
so
wow. That's good.
I guess longer brushing, but maybe once a day on Mondays and Tuesdays.
Okay. Well, I will write those goals down for you, and next time we meet, we can see where you're at with them.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for coming in.